where the legends play. Willie 1550 and 98.7. Hello there, I'm Kenny Graves, and very, very pleased to have in the studio with me Nashville singer and songwriter, and I really look forward to seeing her on stage at the Texas Birthday Bash coming up in March, talking about Payton Howie. Miss Payton, how are you, ma'am?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm excellent. It's nice to have an artist in studio. I don't get this often enough, so thank you. You live fairly close, but I really appreciate you making the drive over.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Well, I want folks to get to know you, a little peek behind the curtain, I guess. I want folks, even if they don't know your music yet, I want them looking for your music by the time we wrap this up.
No, that sounds good.
I think they're going to find stuff about you that they like, and they're like, I'm going to have to find out what she sounds like. That's my goal right here. Okay, you were born in Southern Cali, but you call Texas home now. How early did you take an interest in singing and performing?
You know, I have been just one of those people where music just kind of comes out of me. I've always been, running around the house ever since I was like, I could walk, singing and playing different instruments and whatnot. But when I was about 14, I started teaching myself to play guitar and playing shows around in my small hometown. We had a main street and, with all the, clubs and, whatever dance halls you could find or blues clubs, and I was always kind of sneaking in the back door trying to get these more seasoned musicians to teach me what they know and teach me about like the good stuff, the oldies or like the legends and the people and the songs that made music what it is. And so that's kind of how I fell in love with it, just by learning from them. And from there I just found different opportunities to play original music or play cover songs that maybe people are like, I love how you made that your own, or something like that. It's a crazy feeling when you get to share music with people. It's really cool.
I agree with that. Well, who were your music influences as a young girl?
I'm a little all over the place because, my mom was a country girl and my dad was a classic rock guy. So I kind of got, the best of both worlds with that. I love me some Gretchen Wilson, Loretta Lynn, Reba. I love the storyteller aspect, of course, Johnny Cash. I love just that raw, real, honest style of performing, singing, storytelling, and I think that's really a huge factor in the country music genre.
Well, now you have to tell me the story about the $200 guitar you bought at age 10.
All right. Well, honestly, I didn't buy it, but it was a gift for my 10th birthday. It was a little black electric guitar, and I would just always be messing around with that and just learning anything I could by ear, or just hearing things, or trying to watch stuff online, or just kind of sitting at the feet of people that have been doing this 20, 30 years longer than I have, and just them being like, hey, you got to pick up this song, or this is what it really means to be an artist, so that's kind of, that guitar's been through some things for sure. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, if it could only talk, right?
Oh, exactly.
Well, how many instruments do you play now?
I mainly play guitar. I play acoustic electric, and I used to play a little bit of keys, kind of let that go, but I'm thinking I'm gonna start integrating that back into the show because it would be real fun. And I got a couple harmonicas sitting around at home.
That's an underutilized instrument, the cheapest instrument you can buy, folks. But
oh, yeah.
It can add a lot to a set. But okay, well, that's good. You're a multi-instrumentalist, we'll say. But tell us now, share the story of how you got the nickname Young Blood.
Yeah, so like I was saying, back in the day when I was learning from all those more seasoned musicians, they had been, touring all across the country, like, you name it, across the country, across like the world, doing stuff in the UK or whatever. And they had all these stories to tell, all these people they'd play with, different genres, blues, jazz, country, rock, you name it. And I was always the youngest one there, just sitting at their feet and learning. And they'd be like, oh, young blood this, young blood that. And that's what they always call me. And so whenever I come back into town or whatever, I'll go play shows back in my hometown. And they're like, oh, young blood, So when I was getting ready to release my first EP, my team was like, you gotta, I think it'd be a great idea to have it be self-titled, and I was like, I don't know. I just feel like I kind of want it to be something a little more meaningful than just, Payton Howie EP #1. I don't know, like whatever. But that was my way of kind of honoring those people that I feel like taught me so much in the early stages of my music career about what it means to be an artist, and I wanted to honor them in that way by naming the EP Youngblood.
Perfect fit. Well, how early did you begin the songwriting aspect of your career?
I'd say about that same age. The second you pick up a guitar or start playing keys or whatever it is that I started doing at that age, like it just starts flowing. You know what I mean? Like you hear all these songs growing up about people talking about their own real life stories or sharing their experiences. And you're like, oh, I get that. I feel that. Or, oh, that's crazy. I never thought of it that way. And you start trying to do it yourself. And obviously you start out not so good. You're going to write 100 bad songs before you write a good one. I know everyone says that, but it really is true. It is so true. So about that age.
Well, with the process of songwriting, do you seem to prefer co-writing and scheduling time to sit down with someone, or do you like to wait for inspiration?
I would say I like a little bit of both for different reasons. Obviously, my earlier songs kind of came from, moments of inspiration, just kind of random sparks of, oh, yeah, I'm feeling this, or, that would be cool. Let's try something like that, just personally. But I think the most growth I've seen from myself as a songwriter has been through co-writing with people because, your brain can only think as much as your brain can think. You can only kind of explore a certain topic to the best of your ability with how you think, but sometimes you're just stuck somewhere and, you got your friend in the other room and they're like, oh yeah, what about this? And you're like, that's it. That's it. That's so just having someone to bounce ideas off of or different perspectives, or maybe they're stuck and you can help them. Co-writing is definitely the way to go when you start out, for sure.
All right. I love this aspect to your young life. You had a D2 scholarship to play softball. So what was your favorite position?
Man, so when I was playing college ball, I was a catcher and I played center field.
You had the cannon arm.
Just a little bit.
Well, when you graduated college, you had the choice of either walking across the stage to receive your diploma or taking the stage at AT&T Stadium. Was that an easy decision?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of was an easy decision because there was no way I was gonna pass up playing AT&T Stadium. That was back in May of 2022, and I remember getting that call. I was like, oh hey, we're gonna play, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be so awesome. I'm so down. When and where? And they're like, oh yeah, so it's the 7th of May, and I was like, ooh, that's supposed to be my graduation day. I guess they're gonna have to mail it, and they did. So we got it.
So I'll take it no regrets on that decision.
Nah, not at all.
All right. Well, you mentioned the debut EP Youngblood was a huge success for you. So what did you learn from that first big project in the studio?
I think I learned so much about just how people can be touched by things in ways you don't even know. You know what I mean? Because each song on the EP is just a different piece of my heart.
Mm-hmm.
They're not all the same. They're all different in their own way, as every project is. And it's crazy sometimes to hear people be like, oh, about freedom. You have no idea how much that's touched me. Hearing from veterans or their families, that is just a huge thing for me, is getting to hear people's relation or how it's touched them in some way, shape, or form, just because I know I've been there. I've been that person that's like, man, that song really touched me. I wish I could tell them. So getting to hear that from people and just wanting to be able to dig deep and be honest and just straight up in my songwriting, whether it's just hey, we about to have a good time, I hope y'all are ready to have a good time with me in a song, or if it's, hey, this is real and raw, sharing something like that. I think it's good to be honest.
All right. Your fun tune, Never Go Home, was streamed over 1 million times, and that was just on Spotify. Did you ever imagine that kind of response from fans?
No, it's crazy to think sometimes, because I remember when I was real young starting out, and I was just thinking, man, I would just love to have a song. I would love to just get to record a song, whether it's a cover song or something dumb I wrote. I would just love to have a song. And then you're so fast paced on the grind, and then you look back and dude, I have a song with 1 million streams. Who in their right mind be listening to my song 1 million times? What are you doing? It's just weird to think that people want to listen to it.
It's a lot of zeros.
It's a lot of zeros.
And that's not even the only one you've had with that type of success. So my hat's off to you for that.
Thank you so much.
Now, you've had some music videos played on CMT as well. How has that exposure been for you, and how has it helped bring new fans to your music?
It's honestly been real, because that's always been a dream, a goal of mine since I was a kid, was like, CMT, like, that would be so sick. And it was kind of a cool full circle moment, because my debut video on CMT was my acoustic performance video for Country Before Me, which is, my tribute to the women in country music. So having that be the CMT debut for me was like perfect. I couldn't have asked for anything better, and it was really cool to get to connect with a whole fan base that's like has that same appreciation for the country greats.
That's right. A love letter to the iconic women of country. That's how I determined that one. It's a great song.
I like
great
that.
Song.
That's a good description.
I'm a word guy.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Now talk about your deep love for our military, our veterans, and our great country.
Oh yeah, my great grandfather served in World War II, and like, I have a strong passion, a strong belief that those that are out there fighting for our freedoms and defending our freedoms are not out there doing it just to have them taken from us. And I think that a lot of the older generations kind of look at, my generation or the younger generations and are almost like, oh shoot, like this ain't gonna be good, and I want to give that hope back to them, and also give hope to my generation to know that, like, hey, I know there's some young patriots out there. I've seen them, and it's nice to be able to express that in a song, whether it's freedom or keep her breathing, and I put that out there in a song, and having young people my age feel that same way, that's giving hope to older generations that are, kind of looking at our country and what we stand for.
Well, you kind of took the words out of my mouth. Your song, Keep Her Breathing, echoed what so many people feel. So what led you to writing that exactly?
Well, just honestly, I think the desire to let people know, like, hey, we're kind of in this together, but it's going to take every single one of us. And I know sometimes it's hard, because you have people that feel a certain way, but they're like, yeah, but like, I'm just one person, like, I'm one voice, I'm one vote kind of thing, and it's kind of like, yeah, but like, if we're all headed in the same direction, like, it's going to take all of us to keep her breathing. And that was my heart behind writing that song.
Great tune too.
Thank you.
Now, I noticed your merch store is pretty stacked. So what all can fans get, and what new stuff is on the way in 2023?
Yeah, so we got the shirts, we got some tank tops, hats. Hats are the best sellers, which is crazy. People love them hats, for real. We got koozies, CDs, stickers, we got posters, got all that cool stuff. And every now and then when we got new music coming out, we'll do something that kind of has to do with that. Like when we did Never Go Home, we did like a limited time. We did some like beer pong earrings, and everyone really liked those. So it was kind of cute. So definitely keep on the lookout for some unique song merch.
Absolutely. And you have new stuff coming out, including a new song. So tell us about Crazy About Her.
Yeah. So this is kind of like the story behind this song is, I guess looking at it from my perspective is like, all right, this, guy, my ex, he's got a new girl, whatever, something like that. That moment where it's like the new girl in the guy's life, and you're like, man, you're stalking her social media. You're saying like, oh, no, she did not do that. Oh, he did not post that. That vibe. It's kind of like that. It's just kind of a funny way, because, I mean, you have no idea. Us girls can be kind of crazy sometimes, and it's almost to the point where, like, we're so crazy that it's like we're crazy about the girl, because we're just like, dude, like, I'm got my eyes on you. I see what you're doing. So that's kind of the story behind that song, and kind of putting that out there for people to be like, we're all just a little bit of crazy. We all could probably be some super sleuths sometimes. Probably know a little bit more than we should know. Exactly.
Well, that's a neat hook for a song. So
thank you.
My compliments
Appreciate
there.
It.
Now, you've kind of played all over the country. Do you have a favorite venue or event that you've been at?
Man, I would say, especially this last year, we had the opportunity to play some really cool shows in some really cool places. One of my favorites, I got to play ACL Live, and that was really cool. I got to do that, and I also that was the first time I met Bree Bagwell, so that was really cool too, to get to meet her and play there, and like have that show is probably one of my favorites, probably one of the coolest venues I've gotten to be in.
All right. Aside from the Grand Ole Opry, because I know you like the history, Is there a venue that's on your bucket list that you just determined one day you're going to be on that stage?
You know, if you're going to take the Opry from me, I'm going to give you the Ryman.
Well, you know what? My bad for not including the Ryman. But all right,
I'm just teasing
outside of Nashville.
Right. You know, honestly, I feel like playing at Billy Bob's would be a real cool thing.
Hey, largest dance hall in the world. Hard to go wrong.
Real cool. I've been there quite a few times, and it's cool to get to see a lot of people, especially like in the Texas music scene, make history there and see all their stories and how, you know, I mean, there is a lot of people that have made history there, and it's cool to get to see that.
All right. And you're going to be a part of the 11th annual Texas Birthday Bash here in downtown Navasota. You'll be performing on Saturday, March 4th. So for folks who haven't seen you live yet, including myself, what can we expect at one of your shows?
Yeah, so my shows, we're like rowdy country rock. Like, we have a good time. You know, we kind of play a lot of some of my original songs. We'll play some good songs that people can sing along to, things like that. But the energy, you know, we're always trying to bring the party. That's the way I would sum it up for sure, bringing the party.
Love that. Get tickets at texasbirthdaybash.com. You mind doing some rapid fire questions for me? Just fun stuff.
Not one bit. Let's do it.
All right, let's have a little fun. I had these for some ladies that sit in with me, and I just kind of wanted to throw them your way. You're in the right age range. So do you dry off and then get out of the shower, or do you get out of the shower and then dry off?
I feel like you got to get out of the shower and dry off first. Like, I don't know. Then you get, I mean, if you dry off in the shower, then your towel is going to be wet because it's in the shower.
Well, it's a 50-50 split for everybody I've spoken with.
Really?
With that question. Yes, ma'am. All right, I'll take your answer. Do you have a favorite burner on your stove?
You know what? Now that you mention it, I do. I feel so attacked right now.
Everybody does.
I'm called out. I do.
Which burner's yours?
Okay, so it's kind of one of those like those magnetic ones where you gotta have the specific pan or pot to put on it. So it's always the largest one, because then that way I don't gotta worry if it's sliding around. You know what I'm saying?
Very true. All right. Hey, that's smart. Toilet paper over or underneath? Is it beard or mullet?
I've never heard it described beard.
Well, it's the wisdom you get when you come to this studio.
Genius. You know, I feel like it's got to be over.
Over's how they patented it. So, yeah, the beard good, mullet bad. So we'll go with that.
All right.
Weirdest thing you would put on a slice of pizza?
Honey. You ever had honey on pizza?
I have not. Interesting.
It's good.
Interesting.
It's pretty, I promise you, it's good. Actually, I think that's more of a Colorado thing.
I've never heard of that.
All them folks that are in the steamboat right now, I guarantee you they're putting honey on their pizza right now. I know.
This is a thing?
It's a thing. Yeah, you go, I mean, so when I was playing softball, I was playing in Colorado. That's where my school was, and that was a thing. You go and you get pizza, and especially like on the crust. They like make the crust super thick so you can actually like eat it with honey. It's actually really good.
Interesting. See, I'm learning stuff here. Thank you, Payton.
There you go.
All right. Orange juice, pulp or no pulp?
Ooh. I prefer no pulp. Because I'm like, okay, if I want pulp, I'm just going to eat an orange. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, I mean, logic.
I don't want to chew my juice. Exactly. All right. No
Chewy
pulp.
Juice. No.
Do you set one alarm or do you set several alarms?
Oh, my gosh. I set probably like 15 alarms every morning. Because I get up, I go to the gym like 6 a.m., right? I start setting alarms off. I kid you not. I can show you my phone right now. I probably have 20 alarms set for tomorrow morning.
You're not going to be late, though, are you?
That's what I think. I look down at my phone. I got 20 alarms set. I say, if I don't wake up, God had other plans.
That's right. Okay. With chicken wings or hot wings, drumsticks or flats?
These
hard-hitting questions right here on Willie.
These are difficult questions. I'm going to say drumsticks.
Okay. All right. That's the popular answer.
Yeah, I think so.
Ketchup on your fries or ketchup on the side?
Ketchup on the side.
Everybody says on the side.
Yeah.
You got to dip. All right, when you're filling up your F-150, because you are an F-150 girl, if the pump stops on a random number, is that just cool, or do you have to go up to the next round number?
You know, I mean, I'm not OCD. I'm one of those few people. I mean, I'm going to go with the flow. Hey, if it stops there, it stops there. That's less money I got to spend, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, duly noted. All right. Toothpaste, if it's Do the tube's near empty? Do you keep squeezing it or do you roll it from the bottom?
You know, I'm one of those people where I know I should be rolling it because it's just going to make my life easier, but I'm just going to keep squeezing.
You're going to fight for it.
I'm going to fight for it.
All right. Peanut butter, creamy or crunchy?
Creamy.
All right. Corn on the cob or off the cob?
On the cob.
Okay. Finally, in your cabinets, in your kitchen, clean glasses or coffee mugs, face up, face down?
Ooh, I'm going to say, I feel like face down. You can stack them, you know?
All right. Well, grading these answers, I say you got an A.
An A, all right, good. I'm glad there was right answers.
That is a safe assumption. And Payton, I really do look forward to catching you live at the Texas Birthday Bash. Again, friends, texasbirthdaybash.com. Tell folks where to find you and keep up with your career online.
Yep, I have my website, PaytonHowie.com, PaytonHowie. All the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that cool stuff, Payton Howie Music. And all my merch links, website, tour links, all that stuff, show dates, is all on my website, PaytonHowie.com.
Do you have anything else going on, like a YouTube page, anything like that?
Yeah, I got YouTube, I got Spotify, and Apple Music. And if you go to any of the links on my social media bios, you can pre-save my new song, Crazy About Her, is coming out February 10th.
Outstanding. Look forward to hearing that one, too.
Thank you.
I wish you continued success. You're really snowballing, and I see really big things for you. So thank you. I can say, hey, I had her in studio.
Well, thank you for having me. This has been great.
Absolutely. Pleasure's been mine. For Payton Howie, I'm Kenny Graves on Willie 1550 and 98.7.